Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adjacent with Jace. I am your host, Jace, and with us today, my guest isn't here, but have no fear, because I'll steer on this path we veer. So with our time I hold dear, as hopefully draws near, I'll turn it up another gear, while we wait to give him a leer, so that's sharp it could steer, while I drink booze that's not beer. Hello, I am not Hank Hill. Although I did realize this does kind of look like Aaron. So I am my own guest today. As you can plainly see, Aaron is not here, and this is the Halloween episode. So this is my costume. That was Hank Hill this year. The ball. I'm just enjoying. Yeah. This does look like Aaron. Large glasses. I didn't realize that as I put it on in the camera. I was like, oh. What does it mean? I don't do a good Aaron. Ari does a good Aaron. You gotta know his mannerisms and such. Well, while we wait for him to show up, because he apparently doesn't know how to keep a schedule, I will... We'll go a quick recap of what happened last session. We realized that Rab is a terrible person. Oh, not Rab. Volred's a terrible person, which I had the theory of for a while now. He turned out that he did kind of pile on his own backstory there, as Eric didn't quite mention the orphans and mauling 40 villagers, but just throw that on top of there. If you're gonna be a bad person, you might want to be one of the worst people that we have. So we already found out that Volred is the big bad evil guy, and he's been with the party the entire time. Although that might not be entirely true. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask Aaron when he gets on about Kelmac, get those prepared. If you have any questions for me, feel free to ask them, because I'm all by myself now. And I have to get through a whole hour of this, and then we can berate Aaron for his inability to look at a clock. I don't have any stats because nothing's happened other than we've spent a lot of money to just turn around. And Volred has caused an issue. I don't know, which is worse? Gorbek doing things that are random and unexpected, or Volred's entire backstory? Because Gorbek might have killed a lot of people too, but Volred kind of made his own. This makes me wonder what type of questions were asked, and then suddenly, you decided to become just a terrible person. Well, I don't have much planned, because most of my stuff is questions for Aaron about his character, and I have questions for Volred and Rab, because we all learned that how much of a terrible person he is. Still gonna go with Gorbek. Yeah, he's more of a constant threat, where Volred's was my backstory is a threat, and we're gonna go investigate it without realizing it. I'm wondering at what point during the revelation of all of his terribleness did he realize, oh no, this is really bad. Should I add on? Let's add on. And then I did, if you haven't had a chance, I have made a couple highlights of that last session. Basically from the 3 hours and 45 minutes on, it's all just everyone cracking up. Volred is a threat. Gorbek is a promise. That's true. Gorbek's going to happen. Volred is just a vague story of something that could happen. So now that we just spent about 50 gold plus getting all the way here, now we get to leave. Or someone could get arrested on the way out, and then we'd be stuck in the city trying to rescue old Volred. Or what if the city gets attacked? What if the thief that we let out of our sight turns us in because they suspect that Volred is or Arthur, air quotes, is a bad person. Although with the rogue, probably not going to turn in us to the authorities. They'll turn us into guards. So I've got no stats, and I guess my questions. Got a question in. Question for you all: do you think we'll make it out of the city? That's a toss-up. I think we're gonna get caught before we get out of the city. For the purpose of, I think we'll get caught because Eric already made a whole bunch of stuff for the city, and this is what he planned. And if any word gets out, it's Volred, then I'm pretty sure we'll get in trouble. And I know Arthur didn't say who he was, but all the context clues of all the questions you're asking about the Crown Prince, and then you reveal you're hiding yourself and you're trying to not be seen, then yeah, you're probably going to get turned in. And let's just hope Thundir is a nice person. Although we were told that he knows every rogue that's in the city. So it usually means he's well connected with the evil people, or criminals at least. Got another question for Jace. What is your favorite Halloween costume you've ever worn? As a cosplayer, I have worn many costumes for Halloween. I'm going to go... I think I like the Hank Hill costume because it's easy to wear. It's just a wig, t-shirt, and jeans, and big old glasses. And then you can do the Hank Hill voice, which is something I've practiced for years. And most costumes I've made over the years really suck to wear for long periods of time because they're meant to look really good and also to be uncomfortable. Question for Jace. We should have killed the halfling, right? I was doing stuff behind the scenes. So... Oh, well. You know, I'm not going to give you your intro that I wrote up for you. You don't deserve it. I have to answer this question. I'll put this question for you too. Should we have killed the halfling rogue? No, I don't think so. We were nothing but aggressive. We threatened her like 3 times. Hold on, they can't hear Aaron. Let me fix that. That's why I needed people on here on time so I can get my stuff correct. This needs to be there. All right, now they can hear you.
Me.
Tell them why you're wrong.
Why I'm wrong?
Yes. Why are you wrong?
Because opinions are like assholes?
Nah. Well, you threatened her in the conversations. Like, why should we trust you? We should just, like, turn you in. Those are threats. We tried to strong-arm her. She literally just met us. And, I mean, yeah, she's not going to trust us. But,
you know. Oh, I kind of wanted to threaten with, like, severe bodily harm.
Yandere did not threaten, okay? You've got us there, Ari. But it was implied in everything that we were saying that bodily harm was going to be involved. So you didn't have to actually say that. She could probably understand context clues. Well, glad you could join us, Aaron.
Listen.
You have a clock or a watch?
I did, and I thought I was leaving with enough time, but evidently I did not.
You, sir, were incorrect.
That is right.
And I'll just save your intro for next time.
Then you won't have to write one up.
Yeah, I rarely get that opportunity. When we were doing it every week. In the very beginning, when someone would cancel last minute, I would be like, oh, cool, I can save this for the next time they're on there. Now that we're doing it every 2 or so weeks, that gives me
get a little bit of time,
get more information, and come up with better rems. So, Aaron, you have to do a Hank Hill impersonation.
Boy, there's something wrong with that boy.
That's like a first season Hank Hill. It's when he's still getting into it.
When he's still figuring out the voice all the way.
He hasn't flexed it to where it's more cartoonish as he does in the later seasons. And then we realized that I kind of looked like you when you had longer hair and I had big glasses on and a t-shirt. In the 5 o'clock shadow, like, just I dressed up
winning.
Dressed up as Aaron today. Today's special, we have meat pie with a monster edition.
Is it Displacer Beast meat pie?
Too hard to cut. Those pies move when you put them on a plate. They just disappear. It's a diet pie. It just disappears right out of your stomach. Very low calories. High in sugar, though.
I don't know.
Well, how are you doing today, Aaron? You've ruined my introduction. You've ruined my show. That's why I don't like having you.
I'm good. I made a purchase earlier today. That is a lifelong purchase.
Okay. Is it a car? Those aren't
lifelong
purchases.
No, it was a weapon of sorts.
Pepper spray.
Sure.
Loud, aggressive, one-time pepper spray.
Spray something.
Well, on to some questions I had prepared for you because I had questions and maybe we can
ruined it.
Some time here.
Ruined.
saying Aaron's his audio is higher than Jace. Let me adjust my audio. Adjust Aaron's. There. On to my first question. I've asked this question for the first one for a couple of these now because I like to hear what people have to say about him. Your character is cast in a movie. Who plays Kelmac?
Who plays Kelmac?
Yeah.
So being cat person, it would be CGI. I would say.
So really, whose voice do you get?
Oh, dude, I'd want the voice actor for Kratos, 100%.
That's very good. But with that guy, who was also in Stargate, would he be willing to play such a cowardly person?
I don't know. Like, if paid well enough, sure.
Like, what do you imagine Kratos getting the shit kicked out of him and then getting insulted for being a cat?
Realistically, I don't know. I like the voice actor for Kratos would be who I want.
Best we
But
can do
I don't.
is Rocket Raccoon.
I don't even think Bradley Cooper would want to play Kelmac.
All right. Well,
Maybe Nathan Fillion.
Nathan.
I'm not sure. No, Nathan Fillion would have been River.
All right. On to the next question. The question I've asked also for several people. There's a full necklace of fireballs. Who does Kelmac trust to give it to, and who does he least trust to give it to?
Trust most. Calum, least trust. Now, Summer Yandere.
Oh, yeah, we have different kinds of Yandere to put in this category too.
Yeah, now the answer is there's multiple Yanderes. If we're not including Yandere, it would be Izal.
Well, hold on a minute. We just found out that Volred has set orphans on fire.
No,
I
you're
really
right.
feel like that I should start getting less on this list of people we shouldn't
No.
trust.
You're right. We shouldn't trust Volred with orphans or boatloads of steel
Fire or wild
Or-
animals
or wild animals.
or people's lives are on the line. Just in general.
Life, really.
Cannot be trusted. Oh, at least I'm not dead bottom right now.
Yeah.
On to the next question, though. What are your thoughts on our new cleric Yandere?
I would like to see him in battle to see how he does, but then also we need to have 4 battles of each different season to see how they all do.
Yeah, like, what's the first spell they cast, depending on
Yeah.
what thing they're using.
Like Summer Yandere will probably cast ancestral weapon or something aggressive to really start it off. Spirit Guardians.
Guiding Bolt.
I don't know.
Nothing but Guiding Bolt.
Sacred Flame.
Nah. Upcast Guiding Bolt. He's just nothing but attack spells. Inflict
What is
wounds and Guiding Bolt.
Was the Spring Yandere is what we've seen? Spring and Summer Yandere?
Yeah.
Spring Yandere would probably do some buffing. Bless, aid, guidance. Bolt. I can't quite. Is the guiding bolt?
That's an attack spell.
I mean, it's a buff.
For what?
Just like fairy fire's a buff.
I could see him using Fairy Fire if he can get it. I'm not sure. I know Cleric in general doesn't get Fairy Fire.
Oh, right. Maybe he could get fairy fire through the face stuff. Maybe
Oh,
it's like a
also
racial
like a
spell.
level 2 spell.
But it's good against people who like to go invisible because then they don't can't. Well, they can.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on this whole party altogether? Like each party member. Kelmac's thoughts.
Um, he likes these all because he's all like wants to fight. Um, the news of Volred is a little disconcerting. He doesn't know really what to make of that. He should probably get locked up. Even though apparently he was cursed, but we don't know who cursed him. But there's a long list of people to curse him now.
The list of people who could have cursed him has gotten bigger.
Yeah. Um, the thing with the kid put Caleb in really good graces because he cares. Like he's very. Uh, he takes care of the people that need to be taken care of.
Alright, well, you say that about Caleb, I'll let you know a secret. His plan to save Yandere when he was on the cliff involved, like, attacking him and teleporting. So, just let you know that was his plan.
Yander's a little odd. He doesn't know why he won't just not take, like, he won't just, like, renege on the deal. I don't know what he's got this obsession about. Deals. But we'll figure that out later.
What if Yandere's actually a demon?
Oh, then Eric has lied every time I've used Divine Sense because I think Yandere's been nearby.
Unless you're not looking at him.
I don't have to be looking at him because it's just like radar being.
The thing is that behind full cover, it's a real pain in the ass.
Yeah, because like it used to be, it would just like tell you if there was one within 60 feet.
You can sense them. Okay, so there is something here.
But now, if it's behind a wall, then it's just like,
oh shit.
It's like, hey, I don't feel any like fiends nearby. Go through the door. There's a whole slew of them. Just, I was wrong.
Out of every party member, who do you think's the first one that would turn on the other party members?
Maybe Volred. Because if he has not made a full leaf turn, then he will just want to do what he wants to do, maybe. And that may not be what the whole group agrees to. And so it will then put everyone at odds, and he will try to break up.
So he doesn't trust Fulman. Alright. So, little bits and pieces have been brought up about your character's backstory. And
yes.
Do you think we will be making a trip to the Underdark at any point?
Oh goodness, I hope not, but there has been a lot with the Underdark with Kelmac, so it is a possibility.
Also, Eric likes having us go into deep, ancient underground dungeons that could easily just
lead
straight
into the Underdark. Yes.
Ari's, but Caleb will be the first one to betray us. I mean, he's most likely to be possessed.
Yeah, he's just gonna get possessed by the book, and then
zero faith in that book. That thing
is zero. I think like he showed it when he showed it to Kelmac. I was like, man, the first thing Kelmac would do is like, do we need to burn the book?
Let's do some book burning. Let's go. On to the next question. What's it like to get questions from Eric before a game?
I don't get that. So everyone else gets questions before leading up to the games and sessions, and I'm just here.
I can I can tell you. So so it is six, it is nine questions that make that sometimes I don't think they matter, but they can be character development. Yeah, Ari's asking, do you want questions? I'm sure Eric could come up with some questions.
Hey, yeah, I'd love some questions.
Some
I'm
I'm a
just
little annoyed.
I'm the glorified bookkeeper of our party.
Yeah, I'm a little annoyed by them sometimes, but I do understand their importance and I need to do them. But my brain does not, by the clip we took, it does not hold on to information very well to then pass it forward.
It's like I have forgotten what I wanted to say.
Yes. Because I'll look at one of the questions while I'm out and about, and then I'll forget what I was going to say. And I had a really good answer.
We write it down.
I'll lose the paper.
Not annoyed.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. On to another question here. Rate the party members from Kelmac's perspective. And by rate, I mean, how would you rate them? There's no context to that. It's just you have to rate them. Give it your own context.
Full Red, Calum, Izal, Yandre. Of usefulness to the party. Because Volred is highborn and knows how to navigate more possibly bureaucratic things. He may or may not, because he sounds like he was spoiled and did whatever he wanted. And probably wasn't involved in that now. Calum, because he has connections to really big people in Magic Society.
He's all. I'm not as worthless as Yandre in this situation.
I mean, I don't know what Yandre brings to the table other than Reggie.
Reggie.
I mean, there was some ghost stuff, but that was figured out. There wasn't a lot. I didn't see much to it. There may have been much to it.
How do you think each party member feels about you?
I think they think I'm a funny character because they can just make cat puns all day. And they better be thankful I didn't make a human fighter. Because I could have.
That would have been very boring. I mean, you're already a paladin who doesn't do much.
We haven't had much.
What do you
Plus,
think
I go to...
What do you think each individual character feels about Kelmac?
Izal probably doesn't like Kelmac because it's one of the cat people. It's probably going to be a pain in the neck. I don't know what Yandre would feel. Calum is probably neutral and is just probably happy to have someone else to keep people away from him in battle. And Full Red, I don't know. I'm waiting for him to call me an imbecile. So to see if he doesn't call me an imbecile, that means he likes me. You're so inept. Far. Inept. That's right. I'm waiting for him to call me inept.
judging my character. I don't hate you because you're a cat person. I hate you for other reasons. Nah, no. He's all thanks to Kelmac's fine. He's gonna bust your chaps though. That's what he's there for. He has to like you to call you a name.
Oh, so that's even worse because he hasn't called me a name.
Doesn't know you enough. It's like, I don't know what to think about this cat.
He calls me my name, which means he's suspicious still.
He makes cat jokes, but this is also the same person who keeps trying to get Gorbek to eat money, and then every other person.
Or kobolds.
Really anyone who thinks he'll
Yeah.
Where
It's a little strange.
With all this information now with Kelmac, and with information from Yandere and Volred, and this little bit of hint for Kalem's character seeing an oncoming great disturbance, do you think we'll be focusing primarily on Kalem coming up, or will he just not mention any of that shit at all? Because technically he hasn't.
I think if no scenes are decided on to come up, then Kalem's vision will become the subject. But I think if other people push that they want some sort of development, then that will probably take precedence for a while. I think it may be a long game for Kalem's stuff.
Thing is, we don't know what it is. There's been news about like the magic from the void or whatever the heck it's called, the vortex, being more erratic in certain seasons, or something being more one way or the other than normal. So something's clearly happening. Just don't know how long it's going to take. You also don't know what's coming.
Exactly. It could take, like, we could say, like, if nothing is really going on, maybe a time skip, and like we just do random quests that don't really have much merit to it, and then like a year or two later, all of a sudden like a whole island just gets wiped off the map by a surge.
Shame. We just leave then. I'm just gonna leave. That's too much.
I'm not.
We're just gonna avoid that whole thing and go somewhere else.
A whole island left got swallowed up. Let's go to Summerness.
Sounds great.
Hand of the Golden Forge.
Yeah, let's just head to a larger continent where there's stuff. This seems more
further
like
away.
Level 18 to 20 party kind of thing, and not a level 8 to 10.
Yeah.
A lot of our pay grade and skill set. Right now we've got like Dimension Door.
Yeah.
Polymorph. Those are our big moves currently.
You say there are rumors of a kraken in the ocean now.
Well, now we're staying on an island. We're going on a boat. It's like we're teleporting from now on. It's a crackhead. It's a kraken. It's the alcohol. It's just the ocean's full of alcohol, boy. Just go dive in.
And fight the giant squid that is trying to take it from you.
See, I don't like when Eric brings up the fact that we're not really pushing any plots or going through things. Because for one, I got nothing to do. You guys are the ones with backstory of plots to do shit. I'm here to just go with the flow, and none of y'all are doing anything. So y'all need to get your asses in gear and give us something to do, or I'm going to start doing something, and then we're all going to be in trouble. Because when I get bored, people get arrested.
Or drink pale ale. One of the two.
Hey, got me magic powers last time, Mike. Give Caleb like a +2 to his strength. I'd love a +2 to my strength right now. Hell yeah. Get that constitution. There's so many hit points.
Change your whole class.
I have sorcery spellcasting. I have a minus in my charisma.
So I don't know how this is gonna work.
Poorly. That's why my images look like they're the hologram from Star Wars. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're on me. That's like shit.
Staticky, fucking shaky.
The message spell is like a walkie-talkie sound. It's real bad. Fog Cloud's just Fog Cloud. There's not really a bad version for Fog Cloud.
Skyrite.
A light breeze just takes it away. I like messing with Eric with magic. Not having a lot of powerful magic is boring. That's why I like playing clerics. There's more shit to do.
You see the idea of prestidigitation being a nuclear weapon?
Yes. I know all the memes and I know every whack job Reddit idea people have. And no, prestidigitation.
It does not work like that.
It can warm something. It cannot make it a what is it? Thermal whatever. You're warming it. You're not rapidly heating it.
And then I see these speed builds, and I'm like, doesn't really work like that.
Like increase your. You have this one and then this one. A long strider doesn't stack with long strider, so anything that doubles up on a spell did not work. There's some pretty good ones though. There's no point in that amount of speed, except for the joke of doing it.
Yeah, and like someone calculated like how fast they would actually move, and if you ran that fast, your legs would break, and like.
I saw one. It was like they maxed out like 80 miles an hour. You really, when you break it down to miles per hour, once you convert the feet to that, it's not really
like
that fast.
Like it's like your total foot movement is per 6, so you times 10.
There's the combo with action surge and being a monk and stuff to get like all that movement in one turn. It's like 21 miles an hour. World-class sprinters run faster than that. That's not really that fast in comparison. You're not like the Flash. Even when you put the other tabaxi in there, you throw in haste, you're not really doubling it that much. Like it's 80. They can still plainly see you.
Now you put horseshoes of speed on a centaur. On that centaur, and then you start getting into haste and long strider. It starts getting a little weird.
Kemal played that character in your one shot.
Yep.
That did that.
Yes, he did.
So that was neat. They can't go up and down stairs though.
They can at half speed.
Gotta go very slow.
Because they are pretty much hauling themselves up the ladder.
Weird looking steps. We did have a question come in. It was the classic Deadpool one, which we shouldn't technically answer right now, but we can throw it in here now. Who do you think is the next one to die? Why do you think it's Volred? I don't think it's Volred.
I don't think it's Volred again. I think
Caleb. Caleb's always my top choice.
I was gonna say Kelmac. Because I don't got as much as you think I got.
You got like 20 less than me.
How many you got?
87.
Okay. Yeah, I got 20 less than you.
Got so many hit points. I'm so tanky.
But I think you're what, a D12? You're a D12 hit die, right?
D12.
Yeah. I'm a D10.
I actually kind of have been leaning towards Yandere when I've thought about it more and more because he's got like 1 hit point more than Caleb. So it's really like having Arthur back in the party when it comes to hit points, because Arthur did not have a lot of hit points either.
But Yandere wears armor, so
not a lot of armor.
It's still armor. I mean, it's still got some numbers it's got to get through instead of just I hit.
Right, but
also Caleb can do mage armor and shield.
What is Eric like doing? Attack the cleric.
Hitting the back line.
Hit that cleric. Hit that back line. It's gonna hit Yandere. Like, oh, this dude ain't got a lot of hit points. Kelder was really good because Kelder had a lot of hit points because his second highest stat was Constitution. He was a Hill Dwarf. So he could take a few hits.
Oh, Lord.
Andre, no.
The wizard casts lightning bolt. At who? At the cleric.
This sucks. This is some bullshit. Oh, that was a dragon that got me. It wasn't the light. Wasn't.
I think it got everybody. I think like we all piled in and it just fucking.
The blue dragon? No, it hit me in like an NPC.
Oh,
I was like, fuck.
It vaporized that dwarf.
12 hit points now. Let me heal myself up with this jackass of a dragon.
And then the were-tiger.
I was like, oh, this was an option? We could have just did this in the beginning.
Okay. Whatever.
That fixing the were-tiger form took like 6 months.
Oh, of getting like a hybrid form?
Yeah, because he initially was just immune to that all the time, and then he had to go into like a specific form to get immune to it, and then like he modified it throughout the entire game, and then he left.
And he died.
He just left.
Oh no, right? Because we brought him back.
Because Sorelian died. I brought in Soulfire, and Soulfire kept dying. We kept bringing him back, and then we had to not let him with the party anymore because we were getting in trouble with his girlfriend.
I got a question.
No, you don't.
Oh, okay.
Go on. Go on.
Would Izal try to get with or try to flirt with Kylantha? Very bossy.
See, it's not the ad.
Dommy mommy.
She does have that dom kind of feel to her. So if he's all just looked at her and was like, oh, she's just kind of a cute girl, then probably not. But once you got to know Kylantha, like, oh,
yeah,
she's one of the power people.
Checks all the boxes.
No, not all of them. Still like the big, tall, tough ones. But
it's like
beggars can't be choosers, man.
Gotta get what you can get.
I wonder, like, as much information was put into Kelder's memoirs, there would be information of Kylantha in there. I just don't know how well Kelder would have described her. So, like, probably doesn't know that much information about her. Just that he's all has a type.
The kid.
Which kid?
The one that was resurrected.
Malinar?
Malinar.
Yeah. Well, what about him?
Was that spell like undeath? Like he's immortal undeath?
What? No. There's no spell to do that. What kind of person do you take me for? Some type of necromancer? It was just a raise dead spell.
Okay.
He was just dead for a while longer than the spell typically works, so Kelder had to do several things to make it work.
That's fine.
He was also tortured to death, so he didn't quite come back all there in the head. Although he was pretty crazy when he was dead, before he died.
So I mean, is it a downgrade?
Kelder
Maybe.
Can't be blamed for that. He was damaged goods to begin with.
But back to our campaign.
Our campaign's doing terrible. We're not doing anything. We're about to abandon another quest. A main quest. A character's backstory quest. I understand abandoning rendezvous with a ship, a rock, a necromancer thing. I understand abandoning those. Those are things we decided upon. This is abandoning someone's backstory. I don't think we need to leave the island, per se, to get more information, because what are we going to do? Just go all the way back home? Then come up with a plan?
Yeah,
I was back? Like, no, let's stay in this.
Yeah, I wasn't too happy saying, like, let's leave the island.
Let's stay at the docks, maybe?
Like,
We can leave the city. That's for damn
It-
sure.
We could do like a long game and just like start working and like get acquaintances and
What? No, we want quick results, fast answers.
you know, doing like espionage.
My plan was to build trust with the kingdom in the city to try to get like their trust, where you can start getting audiences with people. But then we found out Volred is a wanted individual.
Yes, and he's being there, or they think he's dead, right?
Win-win. Probably shouldn't have long conversations directly in front of somebody, just because the
Anymore?
illusion doesn't hold up that well to long-form scrutiny.
Which is understandable. I'm glad Eric, the DM, caught on that.
I know you're going to investigate. Someone's asking a bunch of questions and trying to be secretive in a city where people are always secretive. You want to be kind of inquisitive of why this person's asking.
And then when you see his coats like phase through each other,
Well, taking a closer look to try to read an individual's emotions, you get a perception check or an insight check or something, and then you pick up on stuff being wrong, and then it's not a super hard DC to understand disguise self once you realize there's something up.
the jig is up.
Reveals himself. I have no idea who you are. Oh. Yeah,
Which is
you spent
a blessing.
He spent all this time in like the castle, the manor. Like they're not gonna know his face.
And trapping people in a hedge maze.
Mazes have exits. Hedge prison.
Hedge prison. You're right.
What if it's still there?
Oh Lord, there's like berry bushes and a river that run through, so they've just been like surviving.
The children. They get lost. The hedges, they move.
Now the hedge watcher is a prison guard. He keeps the savage children in there.
We can't let them escape. They'll ruin his good reputation of being a horrible person. Kind of want to go in the river and, get some of that very expensive metal out of there. Some fine grade.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't like immediately do a retrieval for that.
Maybe the metal's just way too big. In a world
What you got? Shit.
Gotcha. Cyber yawn. Everyone watching this just
Heifer. Yeah, heifer.
Cow.
Moo, bitch.
How do you like the sword that I got you?
I'm glad you got me the sword. You didn't need to give me the sword. I'm glad you
were
got
gonna
it.
bitch and complain.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't gonna bitch and
You
complain.
weren't gonna
I
fight
have-
anything, that's for sure.
What is it? It's an aberration, right?
Monstrosity Bane.
Monstrosity Bane. That'll be good in the Underdark.
Well-known monstrosities are things like a hydra, a basilisk, a catapeplis,
Oh. Huh?
a murder cow.
Oh, you mean murder?
No, it's a different kind of cow.
Oh, okay.
Catapeplis has a ability it's called a death ray. Yeah.
Oh, I think I've heard about it.
It's like if you fail its con save by 10 or more, it does 40 points of damage, and if you drop to 0, you're dead. It does a ton of damage. I use them because I think they're cool. They're tanky.
But there's lots of things that are monstrosities.
Once Malnar got the Monstrosity Bane dagger, never fought any more monstrosities. So it's a really good tool to ward away monstrosities. You'll never fight them again. You just need a weapon for majors. Get a dragon one, you never fight a dragon. Get an aberration, you'll never fight aberrations again. It's like when a great white shark smells blood of a great white in the water, it'll swim hundreds of miles away just to get away from whatever killed it.
Do they really?
Yeah. They had noticed it. They had a bunch of trackers on a bunch of great whites, and then at one point a great white had like kind of disappeared, and they noticed the GPS of all of the great whites within like a 200 plus mile area immediately bolted away. Like some of them went like way down deep underwater, and then some just kept fucking going.
Just away.
Like they want to get away from whatever did it, which usually is when orcas kill them. Suckers are mean. So you have any questions for Izal?
Is it going to be a while until you are monetarily stable again?
No, because we're abandoning quests all the time.
So it's going to be forever.
I ain't got no damn money. And then y'all want to take boat rides everywhere, take your cows and shit. Like, no, why are we taking our animals? We can rent an animal. It's cheaper than taking them with us.
Well, I don't have to worry about that because I can just summon mine.
Even better, we could just use yours. The one that you feed for some reason.
Listen.
I was going to bring up in the game that he's all read about the Omlik, the paladin, who notoriously always left his mount somewhere and always forgot about it. He always like, oh, it's right outside. It's like, no, it's not. It's 3 continents. It's like 14 cities away.
What do you mean? Yeah, it's gone.
With the dragon. Could have sworn I had it with me.
No, would you question for Izal, would Izal be okay with playing a long game of potential espionage and climbing the social ladder?
It's definitely an option. It was one of the options that she kind of had in mind to begin with. But it wouldn't be much of a go in there and lie about things. It'd be more of a go in there and try to legitimately work for them. Because lying is not our strong suit. We suck at it.
Yeah. We are a guild who has been promoted a couple times.
Yes. We also are loosely affiliated with a crime organization.
We are.
We just don't know the name of them.
So that is there as potential references.
It's like reference.
Yeah, just go to the shack.
Orbisana.
Hands of the Golden Forge.
Golden Forge. Yeah.
Sunbringers.
We've got
a paladin. You know, y'all are criminals. We got a paladin. Just
all kinds of references. What job do you need? Escort this from here to here. Sweet.
Cool.
Let's work our way up. Don't get Lord found out.
Lord have mercy, don't get Lord found out.
Do you think a member of his family cursed him? Or do you think someone else did it?
I think...
Remember, another member of his family was also missing.
I don't think his sister's... But they said his sister died, right? And he disappeared?
Yeah, they're both... He is missing and she is missing.
I think... And she was his younger sister, right?
Yeah. Which I think he hated his sister.
I think his sister might have done it, but that's very cliche. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say the people he trapped in the hedge figured out magic and found a way out, and then they cursed him.
I think a god cursed him.
Oh, because he has god curse, isn't he?
Yes. And his affinity to fuck over God's stuff without even realizing it, and the fact that he was always kind of a shithead, would really lean into the fact that, God probably, this is their way of punishing you. I think he got kicked out first, though.
And then cursed
Yeah, I think he was...
to look like the human Slim
I think
Jim.
he was sent out on a hunting trip, in which that's when he was cursed in that situation, and then they abandoned him. Which they were probably planning on abandoning him in the first place. But they needed, once they realized he's cursed, like, oh, cool, now's the chance, let's get out of here.
Kind of like Game of Thrones, Sam, what his dad said to him. He'll go out on a hunting trip, and somewhere along the way,
Yeah. You'll just wind up being dead. Who knows?
or at least that's what I'll tell your mother.
Eh.
I'm rewatching Game of Thrones, and when he said that story, I was like, man, that's just as shitty as the first time I heard it.
Well, did it get any better?
Like, I would have thought there would have been some, like, I would have gotten like, kind of numb to kind of like disappointing family stuff with Game of Thrones. It's like, no.
Still bad. So, assuming that we can get in the good graces of Lord's family, do you think
Gold sacks.
the gold sacks are a problem? I think they are one of the reasons why his sister disappeared, and then they probably had a hand in how he disappeared.
I think he might have made business a little difficult with his fuckery.
Yeah, because I'm going to cost my father a lot of money.
There is one of the gold sacks I do not want to come across because he will make it very difficult. It's the cleaner. There's the guy that everyone says to stay away from because he is the one who is sent to fix problems.
Just avoid them all.
Yeah. Just use like contacts of contacts.
On to one final bit. Does your character have some type of goal where we're at or in Athoria?
I haven't solidified anything, but there are some thoughts floating around in the ADHD soup. I just have to nail it down. You know, that's a big issue I have with characters and goals is like I think of a character concept or I think of a goal and then I gotta meet it somewhere.
So you're saying is you don't have one yet. And Eric,
I do not have one
the
yet.
Game?
Yes, because it was very vague.
What made you choose the Oath of Heroism?
Oath of Glory. Inspiring party member. Not so much as everyone likes to reference the dude paladin. Instead, I think Oath of Glory is more... It's like Hercules is the Oath of Glory paladin, right?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Athletic.
It's
how much paladin he put in there, but
he uses a great club.
I'm putting like some paladin, some fighter, and some barbarian in there.
Yeah. It's more like the inspirer of like in a fight that is going kind of south, being able to get everyone to get back up for one last push to turn the tide.
We're level 7.
Yes.
Level 8, you just get an ASI. What do you get level 9?
Yes. Level 9? Let me pull up the book. Game rules. Palette. Oath of Glory. I don't think I get any Oath of Glory stuff at level 9.
What about Paladin?
I get nothing at level 9. I get third level spells.
Yay.
Also, I didn't realize that you can't use 5th level spell slots for Smite.
Yeah, you can.
Then I need to redo the math on that Smite.
It used to be worded weird to where it would make it sound like nothing above 5th level because of how it words how many d8s you can use. Like it says for a maximum of 5 or something.
Yeah, the way it's worded, it makes it think you can only have a total of 5d8, including that initial 2d8.
When in reality, it's a d8 per level plus 2d8.
Yeah. And then if it's Undead or Fiend, 68 plus 2d8.
Crit Smite.
That's what I did in.
Just to walk away.
It's what I did in Curse of Strahd. I had my Dragonborn Paladin and it crit, and I said, Philip will smite it. He was like, okay.
Oh shit.
And then hit Strahd, and we did a really cool shot for that, which pretty much sounded like the castle cracked in half.
Neat. Next thing I have coming to me is my Zealous Presence.
What do you get for that?
I do a battle cry, and it gives everyone advantage on attack rolls and saving throws for a turn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wish I got more channel divinities.
Well, paladins don't get crap. They don't get anything till I think they get another one way later, like level 17 or 18, if that.
If you hear a cat, my cat is screaming for some reason. I don't know. There's probably a cricket that she is obsessing over.
Well, Aaron, we're at the end of the show here, so I'm going to need you to roll me a D100.
D100?
D100.
79.
79? That's a big number. Illusory butterflies and flower petals flutter in the air within 10 feet of you for the next minute. According to the Wild Magic Surge.
That was some weird oxtails too.
I don't know, I've been spiked. Well, I'm glad you could eventually come out to the show, Aaron. It's been a while, and it will always be a while for everyone because we only do the first and last of every month.
Although there's one next week.
What?
Oh no, it is the beginning.
Yeah, it's November 3rd.
I keep thinking it's October.
There's only 31 days in October. But as a bit of a heads up, there will not be one the last Thursday of November because that is Thanksgiving. So we'll not be having one for that day. Don't know if I'll do one the week before or just double up the week after. We'll find out.
My birthday is 2 days after that. Is that Sunday?
Okay. But thank you, Aaron, and thank you everyone who come to the show. So thank you all for coming. I really have to go. I hope you liked watching my really crappy show. So please like, follow, and subscribe is what I'm supposed to say. And as always, see you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye. Goodbye, everybody. Say goodbye to Aaron. Goodbye.
Bye, guys. I can't do Bobby.
Say it, Bobby.
Walking hand in hand on the ocean floor, down deep we wander. Louder we sing, no there is no cure in this together.